You are listening to an Atomic Broadcasting production, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the feature presentation. And remember, do your part, such as like, comment, rate, and don't forget to tell a friend to tune in for an Atomic Time.
Now, where did we leave off? Ah, yes. With Val's curse nearly overtaking her, she and the party banded together and banished it with a homemade ritual into the amulet of Urgathoa.
That's what I wear.
We are recording.
That's really bulky. Like, it clearly has petticoats underneath it.
Yeah.
That's what a petticoat does! I learned this from my wife!
It was the no context.
That was such a beautiful beginning to an episode. Just, that's really bulky.
No, he was showing me the ashen gown, and it, like, gowned out. Like, and that only happens with petticoats.
It was gowned
It
out.
was gowned out.
Gowned out, man.
Which, on a side note...
presume hers is a little less bulky, so it can be worn underneath armor.
I mean, just remove the petticoats. As a side note, though, every time my wife says petticoats, I imagine a tiny little coat.
I don't.
It is a petite coat.
Yeah, a petite coat.
I don't.
I imagine petite's coat.
No, I don't have a coat. I'm always too hot.
Yeah,
Really
that's what I was
frilly.
about to say.
The word petty, it can either mean
Tom
like,
Petty.
No, not him.
Oh.
Tom Petticoat.
He's a good girl. Crazy about Elvis.
Tom Petty is a good girl.
I want to hear what petite has to say about the petty.
I was thinking the idea between, like, what is the definition of pet? I know there's two of them. One is like, I'm just going to Google it so I can petty.
Of little importance, trivial.
That's, yeah. And then.
Of secondary or lesser importance.
Well, yeah, so minor, smaller.
Right, but it's not
So
a coat.
It's a minor coat.
But it's not a coat.
But it's a petty.
Yeah, it is a
But
petticoat,
it's not spelled
but it's
the
not a coat.
same.
Now, it does make sure because you've got the major and the minor, so the minor would be under the
Petticoat's
the rest
not
of
spelled
it,
the
like
same,
the dress.
Yeah, petty has an I, not a Y.
Well,
or petticoat.
who made you the master of spelling? Because have you
Google.
seen the English language?
I'm looking at how the word is spelled, and it's spelled differently than
That's
the word
not
petty.
what I meant. I meant that words can be
As a
different.
side note, the other Google search on your computer there is Lauren Petty.
He's a politician.
I don't care about him. Then moving on.
This is not an endorsement.
Petty is mean. Being mean. Being bean.
I am
Wow,
the
that
bean.
cleared so many things up. Thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
Every time I see this, I think it says pretty.
That's fair.
Oh my gosh, you're so pretty.
You're wearing a pretty
Oh
coat.
my gosh.
So anyway, Val does not have as many petticoats on as that picture would imply.
You know, that's fair.
She doesn't seem like a petticoat
It
kind of
is.
girl.
The gown is slim enough to fit under
What
her
was the
armor.
giveaway? The glaive wielding or the armor plate wearing?
Just say it.
But it does
Time.
kind of, what's the word, flare out.
Does she
from
have a
her
petty
armor.
knife?
Time out. We're saying this, but
Billow.
if we went to the ball with Val, she may have worn a petticoat.
Oh, I would put on
She
some
may have.
petticoats at
See?
the ball.
Val is a petticoat kind of girl.
Opposite of Nero's.
I would be in my full gown, being
Beautiful.
super nervous and uncomfortable.
That tracks.
And then Neros would just be the opposite
Yep.
and very comfortable and
You could-
drinking a lot.
Yes, as she did.
It's a great duo.
The real question, though, is would Val have found her own gwibs?
No.
Oh.
She hasn't. No, she wouldn't make out with anyone at a party.
I think, if anything, a Gwibs would have found Val.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Ooh.
It would, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been the opposite.
Does Squibs wear petticoat?
I would have just been awkwardly walking out, standing next to Neros in Gwibs. And then eventually left. And been awkwardly walking around on her own.
Insert second Gwibs.
Gwibs 2.0.
We've had one, yes. What about second gwibs?
Gwibs. You know, Gwibs sounds a lot like quips.
Can we do another ball so Val can be involved?
I mean,
I like
that's
that.
That's not up to me.
Yes, it is.
We can have
It
a
kind
ball
of
at the
is.
end.
You're
You
the
know,
GM.
he's really on a ball. I'm sorry, that was so stupid.
Well, now that Petite's killed the bit.
As long as there's no doors at the ball.
You know, for Zafir to pretend to be a friggin' doorknob.
We love you, Petite. We love you.
That is his nickname now.
The doorknob?
Zafir the doorknob.
And Einar will be like, what on earth are you talking about?
What's up, doorknob?
Zafir, quit being such a doorknob today.
Speaking of we love you and Einar being left out,
He wasn't left. He had a
He
very
had a
important
job.
job.
Just
He
stand
wasn't
there.
fully left out.
That's his job.
He deserved it.
we'll pick things back up with the ritual having just been completed. Val is feeling more like herself, and you've all reunited.
So, Val is there on her knees. She looks like her face is a lot lighter, and the skull is the skull paint is gone, and she smiles. We see the gap in her teeth. One of her middle teeth is missing now from the fight with the monster guy, Brenger. She kind of starts crying a little bit.
Zafir cautiously, slowly approaches, and he gives her a bear hug.
She hugs back very much. Thank you all so much for your help. I'm sorry for all the craziness it's caused.
So I don't really know what we just did, but I'm glad you're feeling better.
Right, the amulet has the corruption inside of it. The part of Ergothoa inside of it now, and we'll have to find something to do with it.
Should we burn it?
No, it's not a destroy sort of thing.
We could bury it. I've done that before with things, as you all know. You were there, and you were there, and you were there.
I don't know what it might do, but I'm concerned about someone just finding it.
Is there a temple we could give it to? I'm sure there's one in Joel.
Yeah, there might be. That might be a good place, actually.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought this would be more involved, a little bit more difficult, you know.
Well, if I didn't have all of you, I don't think I would have been able to do it. And then I'd just be stuck getting worse. That corruption would just keep taking over, and I don't know if I'd be me anymore.
I apologize for what I said, Val, if you remember.
When?
When you tried to kill me.
I'm sorry, I tried to kill you.
I think it was more along the lines of you were trying to stop me. And that you did.
The last thing I clearly remember is getting struck down by Brenger. And then I remember... Zafir, I remember you crying. I remember doing something to you. And I remember fur. And...
Did you say fur?
Yeah, something furry.
Was this before or after you killed the beast? I mean, Brenger.
What beast? Brenger?
Brenger,
I
yeah.
don't... Who killed Brenger?
You
It
did.
was kind of a mix. I did the first blow, and then you kind of finished him off.
Oh. I don't remember that.
He was a giant rampaging wolf thing.
He had fur, if that's
Well,
what you're thinking.
okay. A lot happened while I was not me. How you just turned into a giant wolf thing? Is that
Yeah, it was pretty much like that, yeah.
okay? I remember a bit of that then, I guess. And then I remember being lost. And then I pulled back some sort of control when I got to town. And Cornelius was gone. And
Wait, Cornelius is gone?
Ylva's gone as well.
What?
I can't find either of them.
I guess this is the first place we've been since returning. We didn't check the town, did we?
I remember thinking something about Brainard and Burnus, but I didn't want to endanger them. So,
Wait, what was the second name you said?
Burnus?
Who's that?
Bernice?
Bernice.
Who's that?
She's that woman we saved.
On the road.
On the road
woman
here.
and her kid.
Oh, right.
Bringing him back to.
That was a side plot. I
Possibly
forgot.
Ylva's with them. Anyway, again, I'm very sorry for any trouble that's been caused because of all of this, but
I forgive you.
oh, thanks.
I know it wasn't technically you that did it, but I forgive you, Val.
Thank you.
Is Zephyr still hugging Val?
He's backed off a little bit, but he's still pretty close. Like closer than normal people would be. Definitely in your bubble.
Neris is going to walk up and hug Val. Pretty tightly.
Thanks for helping.
Just glad you're back.
It's nice. It doesn't feel quite, I don't know. It doesn't feel quite like I thought it would. But this sort of thing doesn't just leave cleanly, I guess.
Do you still feel that negativity, the thing that made everything die? Do you still feel that?
I
know
don't-
that was probably the
I don't
Ergothoa thing.
hear it anymore. There's always whispering in my ears, in my head, and I don't hear it anymore.
So if you
feels
touch me,
quiet.
I'm not gonna,
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll
Emaciate.
find out. She starts reaching out at Sophia slowly.
start sweating like that scene in Airplane.
Howard's just gonna.
Oh, you're so wet, Sophia. It's so. You sweat a lot. That's,
Well, I fell in a river like a few weeks ago. Wait, no, you pushed me in that river.
you're not still wet from that. It didn't seem to do anything to you, so I think we're in the clear.
Could also be tears.
Sophia, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
He could use a little patching up if when you have the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'm at 10 health
okay.
points.
My
My minor potion of healing did 2 points.
I will lay my hand on your shoulder and heal you 24 hit points.
That's much better.
And then I'll do it again.
Oh,
And again.
I can just do it till you're at full health.
And again.
that feels wonderful.
Cool. I'm very tired, and my feet really hurt.
A pair of boots just land at your feet.
Oh,
Yeah, they should fit.
thank you for asthma for your boots.
As
For Rasmus boots.
Einar walks
Little
over from the horses with bandages and wrappings.
Oh, no, thank you, Einar. I don't need any.
Completely
Not for you.
ignores Zephyr. Have a seat.
Oh, sure. Thank you. She just goes over and falls over, basically, like slumps down really heavily.
And Einar just, one by one, carefully washes the cuts and the bruises and whatnot on each of your feet, and then very carefully wraps them up and puts your shoes or your boots on.
Well, thanks. I'm gonna think I'm just going to, and then she just like slumps over and falls asleep and starts snoring.
Einar grabs her so she doesn't just fall.
Einar had a nickel for every time he carried one of us.
Actually, yes, he does do that. He picks her up and looks at Zephyr and says, "Make a tent and a bed. You're the fastest. Go."
There's a
He salutes you.
well, that's a great word. There's not an inn in town, but there's a bed in town we can use.
Let's not move it.
Just a single bed.
We made
says
camp
as
here
he's-
before. She doesn't need to travel anymore.
Just thought it'd be more comfortable than.
She just passed out.
For the audience, Sam is super slumped over back in his chair as if he had passed out.
Method actor. I've got one tent up, sir.
Einar just carefully places her in the tent, grabs a blanket and just puts it over and then walks out. He goes to where the ritual was, and you see the amulet of Urgathoa float off the ground, as you could probably discern that he's using telekinetic hand. And it floats between all four of us in the center. And he says, I think she's carried this burden long enough. Do one of you want to carry it until we get to Joel, or shall I?
I will.
Well, now hold on. It didn't come with any instructions. Do we not touch it, or
Well, I wouldn't put it over your neck.
do we wrap it in a cloth?
I was planning on wrapping it
No,
up.
I don't want it to I don't know, leak.
It's not a liquid.
Well, I don't know what it is.
Neither do I.
It's an amulet.
Whatever darkness this is, I'll carry it.
You know, I have always wondered, how heavy is the darkness?
Not very. Because I can pick it up with telekinetic hand.
It's true. Maybe there's some.
The amulet just floats closer to you. Then it will be your burden for a time. As it drops in your hand.
She drops it on the ground. I don't want to touch it with my bare hand.
Do you feel any different?
Nah,
Are you good?
I think I'm fine.
Look, your hands are turning. Oh, wait, no.
They're already black. whatever corruption that is.
Maybe we could do
Hey.
it again?
Shush. Val's trying to sleep.
I'm pretty sure she's knocked out enough that she won't wake up to some yelling.
That is my contribution.
I find a piece of cloth. I pick up the amulet with the cloth and wrap it up.
So 2 things. Did you all want me to make you tents too? Or was that going to be on
We
you?
already slept.
I
Well,
don't need rest.
Then the second thing, should we find Cornelius and potentially Yilva?
I think Yilva just left. I don't know if we'd be able to find Cornelius.
I mean, he's got to be around here somewhere.
I don't think he is. If he is anywhere, he might be in town, but
He is the corruption.
Well, are you all right with me going into town? It seems like you all don't really...
someone should at least let them know that they will not have to worry about the bandits.
Well, I'm perfect for that.
I'll go.
I'm great at diplomacy.
I'll go with you.
No.
It'll be a me and you day, Sophia.
I'll stay here and make sure nobody disturbs Val.
Thank you.
Nirnos, would you like to stay with Val or come with us?
Evens or odds?
Odds.
I'm staying with Val.
A gasp.
All right, so you're staying, we're going, and Val is sleeping.
Break.
All right, well, we'll meet you back here at sundown.
I mean, I don't think it'd take that long, unless you had more to do in town.
It's like 10 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
How long are you planning on taking?
I don't know, it's in town. What are we going to do here?
Town is literally 5 feet over there.
We didn't go that far away.
That one sheriff or whatever guard is not going to like us being this close to town.
I mean, I could go talk to him.
No,
Adam?
you're staying here.
I
Wink.
think so. Let's just go, Sophia. We'll be back before sundown.
I'm really good at talking to guards if you need help.
You rolled that you'd stay here. Stay here.
If you change your mind.
Did you honestly find him that attractive?
No, but I'm really good at distracting people.
I cannot argue with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the goal. Let's go outward before anything else happens.
I'm already halfway there.
Ah!
3 feet away from you.
All right, so Alward and Zephyr, you two are heading into town, taking the arduous journey of roughly 20 feet.
I thought we were so much further away.
It keeps getting further.
What was the guard's name?
Adam.
Was it Adam?
I'm pretty
Adam.
certain it was Adam.
I'm like 90% certain that it was Adam.
Yeah, I don't think I wrote it down.
I didn't write it down, but I'm fairly certain it was something boring like Adam.
All right, Aaron.
Because you guys all have answers, I'm not going to tell you. I think this will be way more fun if you just walk up to this guy and start talking to him.
Zephyr enters the town, huffing and puffing after the whole 20 feet.
Sophia, I know you're injured a bit, but come on, it's...
Oh, no, I'm fully healed. I'm... all right. It's been a while since I've had to walk. Wait, we walked all the way here.
No, you rode on a horse.
Horses.
Thank you.
Do you-
Excuse for being lazy.
Do we need to take your pony away so you can get some more calisthenics?
No, please don't take Sprinter away from me.
Such a good name.
I went through like 16 names in my head before I came up. I gotta write that down before I forget. Where do you remember where he was?
We can check the old lady's house.
Okay. Good start. We go to the old lady's house, whatever her name was.
So as you step into old lady Paisley's house, she looks up from where she's sitting behind a table as used as a makeshift like counter. She's just knitting and she's like, "Oh, I thought you all had left town."
We did, but then we came back. We're looking for
Howard leans down. Adam.
Aaron.
Aaron. You're looking for my nephew Aaron?
No,
a
he
nephew.
means Adam. We're looking for Adam.
Oh, you're looking for my grandnephew Adam.
We're looking for the sheriff, the guard, the authority.
Yes, he's done a fine job keeping us all protected. Though those bandits, they have been giving him trouble.
Well, not anymore.
Oh no.
Adam is fine. Adam is fine. The bandits are no longer an issue. Everything is fine. Sophia, you're gonna give this woman a heart attack.
Oh,
Aaron is also fine. We didn't kill him either.
Sophia!
did you kill Adam?
No, Adam
No.
is fine.
Where is he? We're not going to kill him.
She sets down her knitting. I'll never talk.
What?
I'm going. Can I mage hand? Can I telekinetic hand a hand over Zephyr's mouth?
The question is the hand invisible?
It's whatever I want it to be.
What does it look like?
It looks like Alward's hand, but magical.
Your hand is magical anyway. As Jordy takes a drink.
I'm so sorry, Miss or Mrs. Paisley.
It's
Maybe-
Mrs. Paisley.
Mrs. Okay, I'm so sorry, Mrs. Paisley. My friend here is not well with words. Adam asked us to help with the bandit situation, and we would like to report back to him on the situation as it stands. Not
Oh.
yes.
Zephyr makes a cutthroat motion on his hand or on his neck, and, and he puts a thumb up.
Are you sure he doesn't want to kill Adam?
I am. If he does, I will make sure he doesn't kill Adam. But I'm pretty positive he doesn't want to kill Adam.
Just a thumbs up.
Alward, you hear as if a voice whispering in your ear, "Adam is asleep upstairs. Don't tell your murderous friend."
Okay, would distract him for a bit then. And we're going to dismiss my mage hand and be like, I'm going to go help Miss Paisley with something.
Well, what do I do?
I'm sure Miss Paisley can entertain you with a story.
I thought you said you were going to help her with something.
Yes. The cooking, it's nothing.
But is not she going with you? That wasn't the right order.
Pray tell, is not she going with you?
Is she not good?
No, I would like to teach you how to knit.
Oh.
It's a very important skill.
Well, we're looking for Adam.
That's fine. Adam can join us. He's very good at knitting. Now, and she pulls up a chair next to her. I've got some knitting needles ready for you if you didn't bring any, and it's fine.
She told me Adam will be here in like 10 minutes.
Okay, well, are the needles sharp?
Oh, sufficiently.
Albert, I think I may find a new weapon.
Oh no.
I don't know what to say to that, Zafir.
These cannot be used to kill anybody. It won't work very well.
You don't know me very well, Mrs. Paisley.
No, I don't. Now, why don't you sit down here and tell me about yourself?
Okay, well, when I was a boy,
I'm just going to go
he
upstairs.
trails off.
Alward, upstairs is just like, it's basically like a loft. If you've ever been like in a nice cabin, there's just like a railing to downstairs, and there's several beds up there, and one of them has a sleeping form.
I'm trying to think of the least creepiest way.
Adam.
Knock, knock, wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge. With the telekinetic hand, it's just going to shake Adam until he wakes up, like just gently, like, hey. And
he like sits up in bed, throws the blanket off, and he's wearing like partial armor underneath the blanket. And he's like, "Are they back? Are they back?"
That can't be comfortable.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, a comfy dream. Oh, okay, that's fine then.
How did it go?
Oh, they won't bother you anymore, if that's what you mean. Well, they might. They're not a band of people anymore. A group.
Let me get dressed. I'll come downstairs and you can tell me the details.
Okay, just so you know, my friend does not want to murder you. Your grandma or aunt
which
might
one?
think. The short one.
Oh. Well, that is news to me.
He's not good, and your aunt thinks, or great aunt think, it's fine.
Right. Well, yes, just excuse me one moment, and I will meet you down there.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna crawl back down the ladder and see how Zafir's doing on his knitting and where he's at in his story.
So, the town was nomadic, and unfortunately, just the way things, it's a good way to make money.
Well, I don't know if I can really endorse that, but it does sound like it is a skill of yours, and you know what they say. If you're good at something, don't do it for free. Now, go ahead and make me a crafting check. Let's see how your knitting's coming along.
Well, if you'd give me the second needle, it would be far much easier, I would assume.
I only trust you with one right now.
I don't know what's more terrifying, Zafir with one knitting needle or this old woman who believes she can fight Zafir
Make a check
off.
with disadvantage.
Oh my goodness!
What did you
20?
roll?
Did you nat 20 it?
Just nat 20 this!
Oh my goodness!
It is the best scarf anyone has ever seen.
With one knitting needle.
Zafir,
What's that with your crafting?
It was 34.
Oh, your crafting's 14.
He's trained.
Surprisingly.
So Zafir, you've got one knitting needle, and I imagine you're using your rapier for the other. What is it that you're knitting?
A saddle cover for Sprinter.
Aw. And Alward, as you're taking a look, you can actually tell that's what it's supposed to be. And that feels somewhat impressive for it being presumably his first time knitting.
Sophia, are you good at knitting?
Guess so. I mean, this was supposed to be a hat.
Matt, would it be okay if we got that, just bought these knitting needles off of you?
I think I only need one.
No need. She hands you the second needle. My apprentice. You have earned your second needle.
Don't kill anyone with it.
And she reaches out with the needle, taps your left shoulder and your right shoulder,
Stop.
and then ceremoniously stabs the needle into the ball of yarn.
I thought you were going to say my shoulder.
It was her job to kill you.
Do I get to keep the yarn?
Yes, you do.
I can't wait to tell your nephew? Yes, your nephew.
Great
Aaron?
nephew.
Great nephew, yes.
Oh, Adam.
Adam. Where do I go from here?
We go back to the camp to see what Einar and Neros have been up to.
For a little bit after Zephyr and Alward leave, Einar just kind of putters about, so to speak, just making the camp look a little more normal. He does pick up the other amulet that was left on the ground, and he puts that with Val's belongings. He also proceeds in that time to remove any traces of the ritual on the ground, just so nobody's rather confused and or worried. After that, he comes back to camp, and what's Neros been doing?
Probably just sitting outside of the tent that Val is in.
Just kind of sitting guard, so to
Yeah,
speak.
basically.
He just comes back and just quietly sits down, not directly next to you, but kind of adjacent, pulls out his stein and just quietly starts sipping it a little bit, thinking. You know, Neros, your words earlier about not being able to trust me and all that. I'm not good at this. I don't know what to say, honestly.
Yeah, I can see that. What are you trying to say? Would it help if I was drinking too?
He just kind of gestures in frustration as he's desperately trying to find the words. And he looks, for the first time, perhaps, he looks very vulnerable and very worried. Like, he's tried to always keep, like, a stoic demeanor. But that's completely gone at this point. And how he's talking to you is also different. It's more familiar, perhaps. It seems more familiar. I've been given a mission, I suppose. And I can't tell you everything about it, or for fear it might jeopardize it. I am here to make sure that the Errands don't succeed. And all of you are crucial for that to happen. I suppose in a way I know you all because of that. And I thought I could just do my mission and make you succeed and move on and and there'd be no problems. But honestly, I wasn't expecting any of this. I was telling the truth when I didn't know anything about Val's condition or any of your problems, if you have any.
Who are you on a mission from? Who sent you on this? Was it Uwe?
Uwe's aware of it. But
I'm sorry, I didn't, not to purposely interrupt you. I'm so confused, Einar.
I know, and I don't want you to be. I don't want.
Then just tell me.
I can't. I wish I could. I wish I could, but I can't.
Because it would jeopardize things?
In more ways than you could possibly imagine. It's not a matter of trust. It's not a matter of wish. It's a must. And I know that doesn't help. I know me keeping something from you doesn't imply that trust can be gained, but I'm trying to at least tell you that I'm not purposely, of my own volition, keeping details from you. If I could, I would tell you everything. I wish I could, but I can't. And so I must do with this. I suppose I'm saying all this in the sense of I want you all to succeed. I care about you all. And maybe I'm saying too much even now, but I can't continue without saying something. And you are the safest person, I suppose. And he just, again, takes a drink.
I'm the safest person?
You remind me, I suppose, of an old confidant. I know that sounds weird, but to me, you're the safest.
As Neros is looking confused and like she might be about to say something, you just hear, "Hello! Hello, good friends!"
I forgot about
You did this, didn't you? It's because of him.
And pushing their way through the trees comes the half-orc and the half-shark captain, leading behind them several horses laden down with baggage and crates. And they've got a couple wagons carrying things, and they're like, "It took us a few hours to put everything in order, but we did collect our own supplies, as well as there were enough horses and carriages left behind by those wolfskin warriors that we were able to bring back the vast majority of the spoils taken from this small town."
We can have our own carriage, guys.
Good. Oh, I'm sorry. Were we interrupting something?
No, that's fantastic news. The town won't have to go hungry anymore.
Yes, quite. And as a thank you to the five of you for being the guardian angels of our venture, so to speak, we wanted to give you this, taken from our own coffers, from the supplies that we were bringing back to the Abyssal Pearl. And he drops a large sack in front of Einar, and it hits the ground with a very metallic thud and clink, very clearly full of coin.
You are very generous.
Oh, think nothing of it. 'Tis the generosity of the Iron Archipelago. Or rather, the misfortune of the Iron Archipelago.
Yeah. That's fair.
Do I know what that is?
The Iron Archipelago is the islands just to the southwest of Southmoor and the area you're in.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the land of the Lenorm Kings.
Right. But I why would that, them being generous or him saying that be?
Is this man a pirate? I should have
told
done the
you
thing.
he was a pirate
I
king.
should have done the
I told you he was a
thing.
pirate king.
When?
I think it was in between sessions.
I don't remember this.
I called him a pirate king.
Well, as I said, I'm glad the town won't have to go hungry, and I do appreciate your generosity. Perhaps, if fate allows, we'll meet again.
I certainly hope so. You all are very agreeable folks. Although your friend does appear to be somewhat of a narcoleptic.
She's getting better.
Aren't we all? And he pats you on the back. Aren't we all? Well, ever onward and upward. Braca and I will return this town's property to them, and we don't need any help handing it out. We've got everything under control.
Uh-huh. I have no reason to suspect that. Go on.
Right. Well, the last bit of your thank you installment is this here, and he hands you a belt.
I grab it.
It's made of well-tooled leather with silver clasps encrusted with sapphire.
That is some belt.
Oh, yes, I'm not entirely sure what its purpose is. I mean, aside from holding up your trousers, what?
Thank you. I'll see if I can find out what it does, if anything, later.
All right. Well, Braca and I will be off. If you need us, we shall be on the high seas.
May the winds always take you to your destination safely, my friend.
Thank you, sir. He bows towards Neros. Madam.
She like awkwardly nods back.
And he and Braca continue on, just like skirting around your camp and head into town with wagon after wagon going behind them.
Suspicious.
I didn't realize there was that much loot left in the camp.
What did he give you?
I don't know.
And I grab it.
I'm ashamed we didn't get a wagon out of this.
Revenge on Uber.
What do I need to roll, Jordy?
What do I need to roll, Jordy?
Arcana.
Nothing.
Oh, that's not good.
No!
What'd you get?
I rolled a natural one!
Hey, you spend some cards.
Can I spend a card?
Ah.
Just for this?
Don't do it.
Why?
Because I rolled a natural 20.
You're asleep.
You're asleep!
Jordy said I can wake up whenever I want.
Sam messaged me and asked when Val would wake up, and I said, I'll apply the same rules I gave Zafir. Wake up when you think it would be narratively appropriate.
I like the idea that she's just been standing in
They
the
were
back
just
watching
yelling.
this.
We were yelling?
No, the captain.
Oh,
the pirate
I was
king was
making
yelling.
little effort to be quiet, he
Look,
says
our
as
friend
he's
is
walking away.
sleeping. You need to shut up.
Okay, that's good, because I rolled an 8 for 17.
So the two of you are kind of like fighting over the belt, just trying to like look at it over each other's shoulders, and then Val just like pokes her head in between to both of your heads. Val, you recognize this as being a retrieval belt.
Ah, you got there a retrieval belt.
A what?
Retrieval belt.
Oh, hi, Val.
Good
and also,
morning.
hello.
It's a belt. That
What's it do?
it has an extra dimensional space that can hold up to 1 bulk or less. 3. It's a higher level. It can hold up to three items. Oh. You see, it can actually. It's some of its pockets there can hold an extra dimensional space that you can put up to like 3 items inside of it, as long as it's not too heavy. You put small things.
So, like, what's too heavy?
My glaive would not fit in it.
Oh.
Because it's too heavy.
Could I put, like, potion bottles?
Of course.
Alcohol bottles?
Yeah,
I
probably.
want it.
I think it's you have to attune to it, but
I want it.
Yeah, no,
It's pretty.
So an interjection from the game master on how this works. As a single action, you can store an item in the belt, and it can hold up to 3. And then at any point, as a free action, you can just recall an item back into your hand.
Oh, I read that as a single action, not a free action.
This is a greater retrieval belt. So you can store up to 3 items, and then as a free action, you can call something out of the belt. The caveat is, once you've called something out of the belt, you cannot store or call from the belt for a full minute.
Gold.
It is worth 600 gold.
I have an argument.
Einar looks like he wants to argue with you, and then he just gives a sigh and a smile and just says, "You can have it."
Thank you. I don't have any magical items except my stein.
I think sometimes these already have stuff in them, so you might make sure you actually have space.
Okay. I have a thing.
While we're dealing with this treasure, Einar, if you open up that bag of gold,
Mm-hmm.
Jenkins, you ready to write down how much is in there?
No, because we're going to be splitting it up. Let's go.
All right. 1,200 gold pieces.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Barely anything.
1,200 divided by 5.
We each get 240 gold.
There you go.
Ooh, ooh.
Yay, gold.
As the 3 of you are divvying up that gold, getting it ready, putting it out into shares, we're going to switch our perspective back to Alward and Zephyr, as Adam is just like, that's quite a relief that you've taken care of that plague that's been haunting our town. And I know they're not all taken care of, but with their leader out of the way, they'll be much easier to deal with. And I owe you a great debt.
Don't mention it, friend.
He puts his hand on your shoulder.
Don't touch me.
He puts his hand up like he wants to put it on your shoulder, but just doesn't. It's just like awkwardly holding his hand up. I really appreciate that because I have no money.
I thought you were going to help someone. You were going to help old lady Paisley.
Oh, no,
Did
sorry.
you lie to me?
I had to, Zephyr. She wouldn't let me know where this Adam was because she thought you wanted to murder him. I apologize.
I am a conniving old woman.
Well, I guess if that hadn't have happened, I would never have discovered my true talent.
Zephyr, I would like you to mark on your character sheet that you now have knitting lore. But rather than doing it as trained, you get half your level added.
Okay.
I'll show you how to do that.
Yeah.
later.
I look
Fair
forward
there.
to creative solutions to problems.
If I know anything about accounting lore, and knitting lore will be great.
If I know anything about Zephyr, it will come into play.
100%.
He knits a doorknob.
Oh, that would have come in so handy. So I think that we should be on our way. Thank you, old lady, and Aaron.
That's old lady Paisley to you.
I mean Adam. Yes. Do you have a first name? Okay. Out of respect, I
Mrs.
probably shouldn't call you that. I'm sorry.
Her first name is Mrs.
Nope, we're too poor. I can't afford one.
It's such an old lady thing to say.
The darn wolfskin warriors stole it.
Oh my gosh.
We do have something else to go do. We've got to go find our little one-eyed friend.
Oh, that strange short fellow you came into town with.
I believe so, unless you're referring to another one.
I thought he was going to meet up with you.
Where was he going?
He headed off south of town. He stopped in to buy some provisions, and we gave him what we could. You know, we don't have a lot to go around, and he headed off to the south.
Wait, who am I talking to right now? You don't sound like an old lady.
This is Adam.
Right.
I didn't see where he went. I was letting Adam answer.
Did we come in from the south?
When you returned from the Wolfskin Warrior camp, you'd come from the west.
Well, this isn't a very big town, so I would assume that we could probably trust your eyesight. Yes.
I do have very good eyes.
It's a good thing for a guard, a good lookout and stuff. Bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks.
Thank you again you've saved our town.
Oh yeah, we also let out 2 prisoners.
Oh, that's true. They
It
seem
was a
nice.
shark and an orc,
But
but they were halves, not together.
Wait,
There are-
I'm really having trouble picturing this. And then the doors to the room burst open, and Captain Rorik walks in and says, "We bring your gifts. They're from you to you. It's an interesting situation."
that man.
That's the one.
Oh, hello. I wasn't expecting to see you two here.
Likewise.
I brought gifts for you, but I left them with your friends. You'll have to pick them up there.
Oh, well. Sharks, I would love to invest. That was a Shark Tank joke.
What's Shark Tank?
Everything's falling flat on its face today. What did you give us?
Mostly money.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Thanks.
Of course. I mean, you saved my life and Bracca's life. Bracca, leans in around the door frame.
Oh, there's the other one.
Adam's like, I can picture this now.
Adam, Shark, Adam.
My name
Orc.
is Captain Rorik. This is my first mate, Bracca. Bracca leans around the corner again.
Captain, do you have a first name?
Rorik is my first name.
I think we should leave.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I can't think of any other small talk.
That's that.
Bye.
Howard's going to grab Zafir by the shoulder and be like, "That wasn't small talk, bud."
Well, speaking of small talk, sounds like Cornelius hightailed it out of here.
Seems to be so. Shame. I wanted to ask him a lot of questions.
He was supposed to be here. We might need to ask Val.
I don't think Val knows anything.
Well, I mean, why he would have left.
Oh,
Oh, well, maybe he's gone to get the milk. I don't know. I seem to recall him saying that he would be here when we return.
I don't remember that.
I'm also a little bit worried about Yilva.
We told her she could leave. She didn't have to stay. I'm sure she's fine. She's very capable, Sophia.
Oh, I'm not worried about her. I'm just worried about the fact that she's not here.
Why?
Well, because we kind of tried to stop her, and she's part of a big family that is trying to stop the world, well, restart the world.
We wouldn't have let her. She's fine, Sophia. She doesn't really agree with her family anyway.
I don't know what to do.
Like right now? Or
Yes, right now. We came here to find Cornelius.
But he's gone.
Yeah, and I feel kind of empty inside. Do you know if there's anything fun to do around here?
This is the first time I've ever visited this town, and
Really?
I can throw a rock and reach the other end of the town, so no.
That sounds fun.
You want to throw rocks into town?
No, out of town.
Okay.
So as the two of you head out of town and back towards camp, Zafir, you're picking up rocks and just kind of throwing them ahead of you.
Yes.
I'm going to use magic to do mine. Telekinetic projectile.
How far can I throw a rock?
Make a ranged attack roll, same as using your bow.
Really? Same as my bow? My bow is so good. 19.
That was so good. 19.
I rolled a 3.
Yeah, I see that.
So the best throw that you get as you're heading out of town goes about 40 feet before it hits the ground.
Don't sign him up for any baseball teams.
Is this all you ever wanted, Zafia?
There's many things more, but all I have available to me. What time is it?
It is 11:24.
Really? I thought it would take all day.
No.
So, that's something I've been wanting to ask you, Sophia. Do you just cast, do you cast a spell when you sniff, or how do you sniff the time?
What do you mean? Don't you sniff time?
No, I cast a spell.
I mean, you breathe time. You basically speak time.
What?
Like you think and things happen and it's different time.
That's different.
Well, why?
I don't have the time to explain that.
Well, it's 11 something. I already forgot. Now you have the time.
Einar, Neros, and Val, as you're just finishing up, you're, divvying out the gold and everything, you just hear a thump as a rock lands in the middle of your camp.
Weren't you already awake?
She
Excuse
went
me.
back to
Weren't
sleep.
you already awake?
I'm just tired.
Einar just looks at the direction where that rock came from.
You see a little wave and a little needle.
Just trying to throw rocks at us.
No, I just...
He was bored and wanted to throw rocks out of town.
Hold on a moment. If I threw it at 40 feet and I was in town, then that would have meant we were 20 feet in town. But if we were at the outskirts of town and I threw it 40 feet
We
out
keep
of
getting
town, then that means
further
it would have
away
gone
from
past
town
the camp.
every time it's addressed.
Sophia's good at knitting, everyone. It's
I hold
fun
up
news.
both my needles.
That's great. I love to knit.
How did you find that out?
Well,
I didn't
where'd you
think
get the
I didn't think you were
needles?
going into town for arts and crafts.
Our lied, I
had-
stayed, and
What?
I knitted. And this is for Sprinter,
Oh, I see.
Who is Sprinter?
my horse.
Our
Pony, my
lied.
pony.
You named it?
Mrs. Paisley wouldn't tell me where Adam was unless we distracted Zafir. So I had to lie to Zafir.
Oh.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
Just accept that so readily.
I take my knitting needles and I put it within my cloak, and it just kind of phases into the darkness. That will be important later.
And
What
you
about the
hear,
yarn?
ouch, from the
I
crow.
lost the yarn somewhere.
Accidentally
There's
stabbed
just a
Rustaford.
line of yarn cut from town to Zephyr's back pocket.
All 43 feet of it.
So we have good news and we have bad news.
Okay.
A shark gave us money, but I think you already know that.
Yes.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
you go. Thunk. Thunk. 2 bags.
That's
There's 240 gold in there.
Let's move on from that.
A fair amount.
Al was just looking at this bag and just stunned silence.
So Cornelius went south. And I don't mean in the bad way. I mean he literally traveled south.
Why?
I don't know. But he was seen going that direction, and I want him to come back.
So much gold.
He just left?
I guess so?
That's rude.
He did try to leave like a week ago.
Do you know why he left?
Wait,
Val?
he tried to, I didn't know that.
No, I don't know. He tried to leave a bit ago and I convinced him not to.
I
She's
guess that didn't
probably
stick.
just, yeah. What time is it?
Did you
It's
know
around
Cornelius was over
11:43.
2,000 years old?
I don't know how old he is. He's just really old. You know?
Oh, good morning, Val, by the way.
Good morning.
How long did you sleep? I don't think you slept very long.
Probably
Only
not long
about an
enough.
hour. Power nap.
Unfortunately, Shock, Captain Rourke came by, as you've already
Yes,
discussed.
he came in. I guess they're on good terms in the town. I mean,
The Pirate King.
I returned all the goods to the town, yeah?
I guess so. He said something about gifts, and I was trying to leave, and I don't.
He
really
got
know.
obsessed with names for a bit. It's fine. He showed up to give them their supplies back.
Did you know some people are so poor they can't have first names?
It's a tragedy.
Sorry, what?
I think she was being funny, Zafir.
I've never heard that.
I have been lied to many times today, and I'm not a fan.
I've only got one name.
Well, that is your first name.
Well, you have 2 names.
No, I've only got Val.
Okay.
Well, unless you want another nap, Val.
Am I the only one with a family name?
My last name's Wren.
Oh, okay. Wait. I didn't know you had a last name.
Well, yes, it's from my family. I was born with it.
Molded by it.
Among other things.
This is really what we're going to talk about.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking about
We
it.
should think about getting going.
Oh, right. We were gonna go to Joel next, right?
I have no idea.
Jordy, map.
Did we need to stop anywhere on the way?
Who else do we
Maybe.
need to take down?
Bad guys.
Well, question, and this may be a more of a serious question. That amulet of Urga Thoa,
Mm-hmm.
were we going to give it to some sort of
Temple.
temple or whatnot?
Yes.
Where would
Yes.
the closest place for that be?
We're figuring that out now as I'm pulling out the map.
sure there's a couple on the way to Joel.
I need Sam to stop fake yawning
It
because
does-
he's making me
It's
yawn
making
in
me
real
yawn
life.
every time.
I'm just ignoring it so I don't.
Bold of you to assume I'm patriotic.
All right, so you guys are here on the map on the outskirts of the Gringir Forest. You're about a day's journey away from Soulskin, which is over more open plains, so it's a little bit quicker to get there. It's about a day and a half to get to Tomgrove and 2 days to get to Joel.
It would take a little bit of extra time, but I would like, no, I don't feel safe with my family in your father's house, Val.
That's fair.
So I would like to, sadly and regrettably, move them back to Joel.
No.
Where else can they go?
Anywhere but Joel.
Honestly, I agree. I don't think that's a safe idea. And
What about Otherton?
I'm not gonna send them to other. We just defeated some ghouls on the road.
My dad's there. He could take care of them for me.
your dad,
Not him, eh?
Val, with respect to your father, I'm afraid Hamir might think that you would go back to him as well.
What? No, not Hamir. My dad.
No, yes. I know what you mean.
oh yes, familial ties. You're afraid that he might target
Yes.
his known father.
Well, I also I have a meeting scheduled in Tom Grove, and I'd be asking a lot, but I might be able to have some other lodging. I don't want them in.
No, I see what you mean, but Joel is not the place. Copper Burger, perhaps.
We could stop by, see how they're doing, and then we just did come into a large amount of coin. I figure we could possibly put them up somewhere if need be.
As I said, Copper Burger.
I meant in the same town, Tom Grove.
I don't want them to be in Copperburger.
What's wrong with Copperburger?
Personal reasons.
Oh. All right.
Look, I'll figure it out, but if we can't find another spot, we'll deal with that. But I would like to swing by Tom Grove before going to Joel.
That sounds good to me.
Sure. I think a rest is due.
Yeah.
Alward,
Is it fair?
if you don't mind, I'd like to stay away from your family. For the time being.
That is fine. You can stay at the bar, I guess, like last time.
You can hang out with me, Zafir.
Well, I figured you'd want to meet them as well.
I don't really want to go to that house.
That's a good point.
All right, so it sounds like the party decision is you're going to be heading out to Tomgrove next.
Heck
Yep.
yeah.
Let's go to Tomgrove.
Good old Tom.
Einar wants to take part of the pits.
Do you think we'll meet
fight.
Diedrich?
Mr. Grove.
Einar's going to become champion of the fighting pits.
I
Oh,
I
boy.
assumed Einar's already champion of the fighting pits.
He's got his
Yeah.
name up on the wall and everything, a
Yeah.
picture of him holding a bill.
So we're going to go ahead and cut about a day further. As you all have traveled closer to your destination, you're now on the road leading up to Tomgrove. This is actually the same road that you took a few weeks back on your way out of Joel when you were bringing the Volden family to Tomgrove originally. And as you're approaching the place where you fought that ice creature, you see those stones still standing across the pathway, but you see two figures with a cart near the stones. They seem to be like panning the soil, like prospectors looking through the soil. There is a pale man and a short, like, weird metallic plant creature.
What? Really?
And that's where we'll end this episode.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Actually, I love that, but I don't like that.
Harold and Nolan's characters from the one shot.
What? What? If you don't recognize these characters, you might want to go listen to the side adventure.
Do it. It was a blast. Please do.
I was almost there, and then I wasn't.
Wherever we have a side adventure.
I think the hero point for today's episode is going to go to Petite, simply as a thank you for going with me with that knitting thing.
So good. I can't believe you rolled it at 20.
I can't believe we did
That
either.
was ridiculous.
He is the knitter
That's
commander.
awesome.
Well, I appreciate this very much, and I think I should probably go actually learn at least something about knitting. So I'm going to go through that.
Heck yeah. Report next episode.
Yeah, please do.
Oh, boy.
And we'll see you all then.
Wow.
This has been an Atomic Broadcasting production. Pathfinder, Galarian, and the Lost Omens world setting are copyright of Paizo. More information at paizo.com. Music in the show is from Monument Studios' collection, as well as assorted artists, with some original tracks composed by Jordy Hake. More details in the description. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to share with a friend, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next time.
Can we insert this at the end? I really dropped the ball.
We've moved on, Petite.
But you left.
Drop the ball, walk away, and leave it there, and don't pick it back up.